Ever wonder if there's a way to figure out if your house might be a target for burglars? What if I told you there's a way to pick up on signs that someone might be planning to break in? It's crucial to be aware of these potential indicators to protect your home and loved ones. So, here's the lowdown. Numerous articles and reports highlight a surprising first sign that burglars might be targeting your home. If you find a bunch of random news ads or advertisements on your front door, it could be a red flag. Burglars often use this tactic to figure out if someone is home. If you leave those ads untouched, they might assume no one is around. Studies reveal that burglars often operate in groups and they employ symbols to communicate with their partners. For instance, if they mark a house with the letter D, it signifies the house is too risky or dangerous to target. On the other hand, a box with an X signals a good candidate for a burglary. And if you come across a circle with an X, it implies there's nothing valuable inside, so the house isn't worth robbing. Now, here's where it gets unsettling. If you spot one box overlapping another, it's like a symbol indicating that the homeowners are perceived as weak and nervous. This, unfortunately, designates the house as an easy target. Being vigilant about these signs can be crucial in safeguarding your home. Have you ever encountered such symbols or heard about similar warning signs?
Hey everybody, I thought I'd make a video tonight on safety for women when you're in a car. First thing you want to do is you want to, when you get in your car, you want to immediately lock your doors. Next thing you want to do is you want to stay off your cell phone. Don't just sit there and scroll, because a lot of times that those predators, that's what they're looking for. Another thing you don't want to do is you don't want to roll your window and talk to a stranger, whether it be man, woman, whatever. I would not recommend talking to anybody, because a lot of times that's all they're looking for. As soon as you roll in that window, now they have prime opportunity to grab you. They're looking for someone that was distracted, and a lot of times all you have to do is roll in your window and they'll pull you right out. Last thing I would recommend doing is letting everybody know, somebody, that you're possibly leaving that store to go home, or where your whereabouts are going to be, because that way, if you do get taken somehow, that they would know where your last whereabout was and where you're beheaded. So there's my advice for women that are going to their cars in a parking lot, and I hope this helped out. Y'all take care, be safe, have a good one.
What are the most vulnerable places a person can get robbed? I'm talking about your property being stolen. Number one is the gas station. We all think it's cool to just jump out the car right quick and run in to get a bottle of water or some sodas or grab a snack, and we leave the car running. Or sometimes we just leave the keys in the car. Even when you're at the gas station and you're going to pay for gas, you jump out, you go, you pay for your gas. Sometimes you just grab your wallet, or sometimes you just grab a credit card and you leave your belongings sitting in the car. And then that thief or somebody, they walk by and they see an opportunity to either steal your purse, steal your belongings, steal what's in your car, or even steal your car. Number two, the grocery store. I've seen this numerous of times. I've been in the grocery store and some lady got her purse sitting right there in the cart, wide open. There's many times I could have walked by, just stuck my hand in the purse and didn't even have to take the whole purse. Just take the wallet, keep walking. She's not going to even realize that her wallet is gone until she get to the counter to go to pay for her groceries and realize she don't have her wallet. So you have to be careful when you shopping in the store. You leave your cart there and you walk 5 or 6 feet away just to look at another item, and you turn your back and your cart is just sitting there. Number three, a backpack. Ladies and gentlemen, when you wearing these backpacks and you have it behind you, people could stand behind you in the line and just zip those things open and take out your belongings. You should get a pouch or something that goes in the front. Backpacks, they're not safe. You thinking that you got your stuff secured, but some pickpocket or some thief, like I used to be, because I've hit a person before right there, standing in line behind them, then zipped it open, took the wallet out, and the guy never even really noticed it until he got to the counter to go to pay for his stuff. And then he turns his backpack around and he's going through it and looking and checking his pocket. And by this time, I'm walking out the store, but I'm looking back behind me to make sure nobody's coming behind me or seeing me. You have to be careful with these backpacks because they're not safe. Number 4, this is a no-brainer, but people always do it. When you walk out your garage, walking your trash or walking your dog, and you're not thinking, oh yeah, you're thinking because you're in a good neighborhood and you know all your neighbors and everybody say hi and you know everybody's smiling friendly, so you don't even think to close your garage. You're just comfortable. But you don't understand that somebody's riding through your neighborhood. They scoping this thing out. There's been many times I've driven through neighborhoods and have seen people out in their yard with their garage up. Do you not know that your garage is easy access to your house? Because 9 times out of 10, the door from the garage is always unlocked. People never lock it. And while you out tending to your flowers, in your garden, doing all your little stuff outside, walking your dog, thinking that you're going to the trash for a couple minutes and you're going to come back and everything all right. I want you to know it don't take but a couple minutes for somebody to go through your house, take everything that you own, and the neighbors around, they can see you going in there, but they're going to think that, hey, maybe that's somebody that came to see her, that you belong there. Because the most obvious is the inobvious. Most of the crimes I've done with people just standing right there, they're not going to think that I got sense enough or I'm bold enough to just go up in the house while the neighbor across the street is sitting right there on their porch. They think that crooks like to do everything when nobody is looking. But most crooks don't work like that. They do it right there in your face, because you don't expect it when it's right there in your face, broad daylight. Don't ever think that you're in a safe neighborhood, because criminals are everywhere. Crime happens everywhere, especially if you're in a nice neighborhood. So make sure that you on top of things, that you watching your surrounding and watching people around you and watching your car. Lock your car up and make sure that your car is locked and secured. Make sure when you out there in the yard and you carrying your trash and you walking your dog and you coming out to do work in your garden, make sure that your garage is down, because those are preventative measures that you take. And sometimes you got to outthink the criminal. I'll be blessed now. Take these preventative measures and let them work for you. Spent 27 years in prison, been out 8 years. I'm going to give y'all 3 tips from an ex-con's perspective on how to deter a burglar from coming to your house. Number 1, those motion sensor floodlights. If you don't have those, get those, because there was times when I would walk up to people's house and they had those lights and I didn't even know anything about the lights. So what I would think is that somebody saw me coming and they was looking out the window and they turned the lights on to come to the door to get me. I didn't know any better. So it would always make me leave and not go near the house. Anytime I went near a house with those motion sensor floodlights, I leave that house immediately, because those lights cause people to watch you. They like, somebody could be sitting at home. It draws attention to you. Somebody could be sitting at home and say, for instance, they just sitting in here and they watching their TV or something like that, and they see the neighbor's light come on. The first thing they're gonna do, they're gonna catch those lights out of their peripheral, whether they're looking that way or not. And the first thing they're gonna do is they're gonna turn that way. So 9 times out of 10, somebody gonna see you with those lights on. So that's a good way to deter a burglar from coming in your house. Another way is leave a car in the driveway. I know that we have garages, because I have a garage and I like to pull my car in the garage sometimes. But majority of the time I leave my car out in the driveway even when I'm not there. So sometimes, like if you have 2 cars, or like when you coming home and you pull up, you know, don't always, or if you're out of town, don't always leave your car in your garage. Leave it in your driveway. because that indicates that somebody is in the house. And if somebody's in the house, 9 times out of 10, a burglar don't want to come in the house with somebody else, because, you know, any burglar that's a real burglar, we trying to get in and get out, get what we can and get out. We ain't come to fight. We ain't come to tussle. We ain't come to unalive anybody. We just came to get what we can get and get up out of there without any altercation, any physical or verbal altercation. So if there's a car there, they're going to feel like somebody is at the house. They're not going to come. So another way is a doorbell camera. Now, a doorbell camera. I ain't talking about a surveillance camera. Because, see, a surveillance camera is going to only surveillance the area. But a doorbell camera, and they're high. They're very expensive. But a doorbell camera, you can get that off Amazon for $37. I even have that. I have the Ring camera. The difference between the surveillance and the doorbell is that when somebody come near your door, so many feet within your door, with a doorbell camera, it's going to alert you. I get alerts all through the night if somebody just passing by within a certain amount of feet. So even when I'm out at the store somewhere, I hit on my phone. My phone will ring when somebody walking near the house. I look on the camera. I can talk to the person. Hey, what you doing around the house? Hey, who you looking for? And you know, like one day I was at Publix, and it was this guy that was walking around. They had already sent an email of somebody suspicious walking around the neighborhood. He had been like jumping over the gate over by the dumpster and coming in. They saw him coming in, and they also picked it up on the camera, but they couldn't catch him. So I don't know if this was the guy or not, but there was a guy over by my house, and my sensor on my phone went off. So I looked at it and I said, hey, what's up, bro? What you got going on? He was like, oh, no, I'm delivering. I said, delivering what and for who? Because I'm the only one stay right there. And he was like, oh, maybe I got the wrong number or something like that. And I said, what is it you delivering? And he was like, oh, no, I got to go get it out the car. I say, so you ain't got nothing in your hand? He was like, no, I just wanted to make sure I was at the right place. And I was like, man, get on from around here before I call the police. And that, you know, there's a way that you can hit a siren too. Like on your Ring camera, you can hit for, like they have this one of these options that you can hit siren, and it'll start blaring like woo, 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 and it'll also scare off the thief. So those are 3 ways, man. Get those motion sensor floodlights. That's number 1. Number 2, you can leave your car in the driveway, and that will deter a thief. I'm telling you, because it deterred me a lot of times. Or get that doorbell camera. Okay? So now this coming from somebody who used to break in houses. These are 3 things. There's other ways that you can deter a thief, but I'm talking about these are 3 ways that I would not come to your house. If there was a car in the driveway, I'm not coming to nobody's house. When they had them flood sensor motion lights, I'm not coming. Doorbell cameras, I'm not coming. Because first of all, I don't even want to be on the camera. But yeah, those are 3 ways, man. So anyway, I just hope you guys get one of these, one or the other. You could get the doorbell camera off Amazon. I think you get the floodlights as well, man. All this stuff is cheap. So go ahead on and secure your house. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you ain't got to worry about me because I don't do that type of stuff anymore. But there are people out here that's still doing things like that. You know what I'm saying? And so I just want to bring awareness to the situation. And you know what I'm saying? And coming from somebody who did this for a living, I've broken houses for a living, man. These are 3 ways I know for a fact that would deter a burglar from coming to your house. So secure your house, because you know they still out there, they still prowling, and you know, don't nobody want to go through having to unalive nobody. So, you know, just secure your house, man. And I just pray to God that everybody gets secured. So y'all wanted a video on how to secure your house? There it is. Y'all be blessed, man.
And women, listen to this. This can save your life. If you're in an underground parking lot or an above ground parking lot and someone goes to attack you, practice getting down flat as fast as you can. I can do it really quick, almost like doing a burpee. I can drop face down. Roll underneath a car or any other vehicle. Hang onto the undercarriage and scream your head off. In the history of the world, no woman has ever been raped underneath a car.
Yeah.
Get under the car, hang on, and if you scream, never just scream. People always hear it and think it's people joking around. Yell words. Help, police, murder, help me, help me. Like, scream words so people can find you, and keep yelling until someone comes to help you.
So a lot of women been murdered by dudes that they've been going on dates with. Now ladies, make sure y'all save this video and share it with y'all friends so y'all don't get caught up in these situations. Tip 1, if you're gonna go on a date with a guy that you met on social media or just out in public, remember, you don't know him and you don't know his intentions. Now fellas, this situation go for y'all as well, but we're gonna talk to the ladies on this one. Now ladies, this dude could be all types of mentally ill and you just don't know it because he's not showing it. So if you go on a date with him, make sure you can use your own car. Never get in the car with him. Use your own car. He can get in the car with you, but use your own car. Why use your own car? Because it's your car. You gonna have control of where y'all go. So if he was to say, hey, pull over here, and it's a dark alley, you can be like, nah, that's too dark for me. Or if you're trailing him or he's trailing you and you in your own car, you can literally leave whenever you please. You can keep the day going or end it whenever you want to. 2, never let a man come to your house. Never. I don't care how long y'all been talking. Some men genuinely believe that you only inviting them in the house because you want some. And 9 out of 10, if he invites you to his house, he wants some. Another thing, any dude that asks you, do you drink or smoke? Be cautious. Yes, I totally understand. Sometimes drinking and smoking is a vibe. But when they want you out your element, it is easy to prey on their prey. There's a lot of women that told me that men have took advantage of them while they was out of their element. Somebody I'm really close to told me she invited a dude to come over her house so they can drink, right? The next thing you know, she wakes up with her clothes off. She asked the dude, did we do anything last night? He literally laughed in her face and says, you play too much. Girl, you know you were screaming like crazy last night. Once he said that, she said she broke down crying, and the dude been apologizing for years now. Another thing, ladies, if you gonna go on a date with a dude, make sure y'all can go on like a double date or a triple date or whatever. So your friends can do some investigations, because them investigations might save your life one day. Now those was my tips, but if you got more tips to add, let me know in the comments. And everybody that's watching the video, let me know what y'all think in the comments, and make sure y'all follow for more content like this. But to all the cool people, I'll see you in the next video.
Burglaries are getting ready to go up by 200%. Do I have a crystal ball? No. I have experience. Summer break and the kids are out of school. On top of that, people are taking vacations for weeks at a time. The only season that gets close to these kind of numbers is Christmas. Burglaries during the day. They usually want your stuff. Usually they're opportunists. Not planned out. These kind of burglars want the path of least resistance. So make it look like you could be home. Go to a thrift store, get you some men's beat up work boots. Set them outside your door. Nobody wants a piece of this guy. Put your lamps on Wi-Fi timers. You could be in another country and still control the lights in your house. These things are like less than $5 a piece. All of this stuff can be found on my Amazon store. Ring camera on the house. Ring makes a peephole camera for apartments. Apartments are 80% more likely to be burglarized. Sliding glass doors are a huge vulnerability. Get a door brace alarm. You can even use it on your door when you're home. These little window alarms by Sabre are loud. They're also wireless, so you don't have to make a mess putting them in. In my house, night lights are a big one. I got kids, I need to make sure I'm a target. Do you keep a garage door opener in your car parked outside your house? If they break into your car and just steal the garage door opener, they're coming back. Would you notice in time? Burglars that come at night are generally not coming for your stuff. They're coming for you. Combination flashlight and pepper spray on the nightstand. If you got something useful out of this video, please give me a follow. I'm trying to revive this account. I don't know if we can do it. But saving and sharing it, commenting with a sentence, that helps push the video. Be aware and be safe.
somebody just broke into your home, what is the first thing that you do? These steps are critical to save your life. First, secure your family and yourself in a safe spot. Ideally, you want to be in the locked room. Avoid confrontation with the intruder as much as possible. Next, you're going to call 911. Tell them your location, let them know what the intruder look like if you could describe them, and make sure that you stay on the line. It's crucial. The faster they have all the info, the faster they can get to you. Next, if you feel threatened and it's legal in your state, go ahead and arm yourself, but only if you need to, only if it's necessary. If you don't have your concealed carry license, but you do have in-home protection, make sure it's in a place where you can access it quickly. Make sure you avoid confrontation. Let the police handle it when they get there. Your goal is to stay safe and protect your family by any means. Do not engage in an intruder unless you absolutely have to. Remember, using your firearm at any moment is a serious action. You must know your laws on home defense and self-defense. In some states, they do have stand your ground. In other states, you might have a duty to retreat. You have to look up your local laws. At the end of the day, do you have a self-defense plan? Do you have a home defense plan if someone was to intrude in your home? Comment below, and don't forget to practice your safety routine.
Last month, this mother of three was bear hugged from behind and slammed on her head by a suspected robber who followed her for 24 miles before the attack. Here are 3 bear hug defenses to help you stay safe. If possible, always face your attacker so they can't control you from behind. Number 1, if they lock over your arms, you'll want to slide out the bottom. Drop into base, push your hands together, and flare your elbows. Drop all your weight to slide out, then pivot on your back and use kicks to keep the distance and get to safety. This option also works if you're completely suspended, but the sooner you get to sliding south, the safer you'll be. Number 2, if they lock under your arms, you won't be able to slide out, so try this instead. Drop down, grab the ankle, and pull the attacker off balance. Break the knee if you want, and then get to safety. If they pull you to the ground when they fall, no problem. Just keep the leg, adjust the grips, and break the knee on the ground. Number 3, if instead of grabbing you around the waist, they lock around your upper chest, you won't be able to reach their leg. Instead, drop into base, step around, and block their ankles with your leg, making sure you hug both legs during the descent. Once you hit the ground, push off with both hands and get to safety.
So we already in the beginning of the second quarter, and I've already gotten 3 calls about new individuals asking me if I can help because the government has stolen their parents' home because they didn't understand Medicare and Medicaid and that 5-year look back. I'm telling you guys, if you want to save Big Mama's house, Daddy's house, your house, you need to put your property in a trust now because the government will want to recruit those funds. It's not very hard. I got a link in my bio showing you guys how we utilize trust structures. But even if you didn't want to do that, you can just go to lawdepot.com, get yourself a trust, and start moving stuff over. You don't need an attorney, people. But you guys are waiting, thinking that it can't happen to you. And oh shit, it's happening to you. And you got this generational asset that you can no longer use because the government's going to take it. So come on, y'all, wake up. Let's start using these trust structures. Let's stop believing in just getting it out the mud. The mud is going to keep your ass dirty.
Surviving a home invasion in the middle of the night. Listen to this advice.
Don't turn on your lights if you hear somebody breaking into your house.
Quite literally one of the worst things you can do. I was a cat burglar. I used to break into people's homes. I did this for many years and I was successful for many years. A burglar that comes during the day is coming for your stuff. A burglar that comes at night is coming for you. There's a couple things you can do to make your life a lot safer and you probably aren't doing them. Number 1, program your phone with your home address as your emergency point. That way, if you hear something in the middle of the night, you can hit your phone SOS and activate the panic button so that you don't have to talk. You can be quiet and they will send somebody to your home to help you. If you have an alarm on your car, which most of us do, have your keys in your room. Activate your panic button so that your car alarm starts going off outside. Now you're creating noise and alerts outside of your home and people will start looking if for no other reason than they're simply annoyed. 3, if you have a camera security doorbell system, no matter how cheap they are, have a siren mode, and if you activate it from your phone, those little security cameras will start screeching the loudest alarm sound. Last thing you want to do, let's talk about a 2-story house. You're on the 2nd floor, hold the higher ground, it's to your advantage. Turn all the lights on downstairs if you can. If you have smart lighting, that is one of the best things you can have for your home. You can turn on the lights from other points in your home. If you don't have smart lighting, there's very, very, very cheap and effective smart lighting on You can have it sent to your home, very easy to install. And there's even ones that activate by motion so that you don't have to worry about getting to your phone and turning them on. If you're not in a 2-story house and you're on the first floor, do not ever turn on the lights where you're at. But if you can, turn on the lights where the other person might be at so that you can see them, but they can't see you, because the last thing you want is for there to be darkness where they are and light where you are. I hope you guys never need any of this advice, but from the perspective of someone who used to break into homes, I'm telling you right now, nobody that's breaking into another person's home, no matter what they're there for, wants attention drawn to them. So you need to create as much noise and as much attention as you safely can. That is my own personal, unprofessional opinion from the perspective of somebody who used to go into people's homes and spent 10 years in prison talking to a lot of people who did a lot of bad things, and many of them involved going into people's homes, okay? Prevention is the key. I love you guys, and I will see you on the next one. Later.
As a retired federal agent who spent many nights in hotel rooms, let's talk about hotel safety for 1 minute. So when you're checking into Hotel X in room Y, don't just blindly walk in. Don't be paranoid. We talk about this all the time when we're in public. Our phones are in our pocket, which means they're down, and our heads are up. We're not trying to be some ninja and be weird. We're just gonna come in and we're gonna kind of check behind us as we come in and do like that. Because if we just blindly walk into the room, some ding dong could follow us, and I know you know that. When we get into the room, the first thing I do is a little bit of a super freak. So I check all the things, open the bathroom. If I can check under the bed, I check under the bed. I check behind the curtains. I do all those things. Then we come over here to the door to secure the door before going to bed. I've already put the towel in here because it's kind of hard to jam in a little bit. So we're gonna get the hand towel, not a washcloth. And we're gonna put that bad boy here, and then we're gonna wrap it twice. Okay. We're gonna put that bad boy in here. We're gonna pull it as tight as we can get it. And it doesn't have to be pretty. We're gonna jam it in there, and we're gonna jam it just like that. And we want it over here toward the fat part, not toward the other end. So when it opens, it's not foolproof, but it's better than that.
If you only save one self-defense video in your life, let it be this one. Listen up, ladies, because this one could save a life, so please share this afterwards, okay? Look, I've worked in law enforcement for almost 2 decades. SWAT, DEA, tactical response teams, you name it. And here's what I've learned about staying safe as a woman in today's world. Most attacks do not happen when you expect them. Many of them happen when you're walking to your car, when your guard is down, when you least expect it, when you're vulnerable. So here's how I train women to walk from point A to point B without being an easy target. Number 1, always keep your head up. Be vigilant of your surroundings. I know it sounds simple, but a lot of people forget and they get distracted by something like their phone. I like to do something that I call the boundary hula hoop scan, looking left, right, behind, consistently. Don't be paranoid, and you don't have to be obvious. You just have to be prepared, and you do have to be cautious today. Number 2, and this one ensures that you don't look like a target. While you go about your day with confidence. Command presence. Walk like you're someone you shouldn't mess with, that you're gonna be their biggest ever loving nightmare. If your shoulders are rolled in, you look uncertain, and your eyes are constantly on your phone, you become a much easier target. And this leads to my last piece. Number 3, keep something between you and them. This is called creating distance. We like to layer our safety here. The further away they are from you, the less likely they'll feel compelled to attack. It can be your car, it can be a shopping cart, it can be a chair, it can be your bag, okay? It can be anything. Just try and keep something in between you and them. You don't need a black belt or to be a pro fighter to stay safe. It's knowing a few key actions that you can take that are simple, small, but can help keep you safe. So if you're watching this and you're thinking, man, like more women need to know this, you're right. And maybe you're also passionate about teaching and helping people. And if that sounds like you, DM me the word safer, and I'll tell you more about how we train women's self-defense and then help them train others. My mission is to train women so they don't just protect themselves, but so that they protect each other. So put safer in the comments and let me send you the information. I'll see you on the inside.
So a lot of women been murdered by dudes that they've been going on dates with. Now, ladies, make sure y'all save this video and share it with y'all friends so y'all don't get caught up in these situations. Tip 1. If you're going to go on a date with a guy that you met on social media or just out in public, remember, you don't know him and you don't know his intentions. Now, fellas, this situation go for y'all as well, but we're going to talk to the ladies on this one. Now, ladies, this dude could be all types of mentally ill and you just don't know it because he's not showing it. So if you go on a date with him, make sure you can use your own car. Never get in the car with him. Use your own car. He can get in the car with you, but use your own car. Why use your own car? Because it's your car. You going to have control of where y'all go. So if he was to say, hey, pull over here, and it's a dark alley, you can be like, nah, that's too dark for me. Or if you're trailing him or he's trailing you and you in your own car, you can literally leave whenever you please. You can keep the day going or end it whenever you want to. 2, never let a man come to your house. Never. I don't care how long y'all been talking. Some men genuinely believe that you only inviting them in the house because you want some. And 9 out of 10, if he invites you to his house, he wants some. Another thing, any dude that asks you, do you drink or smoke? Be cautious. Yes, I totally understand. Sometimes drinking and smoking is a vibe. But when they want you out your element, it is easy to prey on their prey. There's a lot of women that told me that men have took advantage of them while they was out of their element. Somebody I'm really close to told me she invited a dude to come over her house so they can drink, right? The next thing you know, she wakes up with her clothes off. She asked the dude, did we do anything last night? He literally laughed in her face and says, you play too much. Girl, you know you was screaming like crazy last night. Once he said that, she said she broke down crying, and the dude been apologizing for years now. Another thing, ladies, if you gonna go on a date with a dude, make sure y'all can go on like a double date or a triple date or whatever. So your friends can do some investigations, because them investigations might save your life one day. Now, those was my tips, but if you got more tips to add, let me know in the comments. And everybody that's watching the video, let me know what y'all think in the comments. And make sure y'all follow for more content like this. But to all the cool people, I'll see you in the next video.
I investigate child sex abuse, and if you have a kid or a teenager that uses the internet, they need to watch this video. And you do too, probably as their parent. So many cases that I have can be prevented stemming from 3 different things. And so we're going to talk about those tips in the First, parents, you don't need to know about how their apps work. Maybe you don't have a Snapchat, maybe you don't have an Instagram, and you don't know what you don't know. But you do know this. Their stuff needs to be on private. I can't think of any legitimate reason why a teen, especially a kid, should have a social media account that's not private. If they want their Instagram or their Snapchat or whatever social media app they're using so they can communicate with friends, then it should be only their friends that can see and message them and see the content they're posting. So if for you want to compromise, this is an easy compromise. Just tell them, hey, if you want the app, it's got to be on private. And that's going to lead into our second safe. Talk to your internet user about the fact that people make spam accounts, and that is so important for them and for you guys, because adults get fooled all the time by this, that they do not friend anyone who they do not physically know in person, period. I am telling you that random person who says that, oh, they're new to town and they're being homeschooled, but they would go to a school you go to, but they can't, and they have these like wonderful pictures and they seem to know, they like every single thing that you like. They are not real. They are someone probably multiple states away in some basement somewhere, a gross adult who's talking to you. And if you don't think that adults have fake accounts, you are wrong. This study that was conducted a couple years ago, actually not that long ago, I think it was 2022, shows that, look, seniors in high school, over 73% have fake Instagram accounts. Freshmen have almost half. By the time they're juniors, they have half of them have fake accounts. What makes you think, teens, that adults don't have fake spam accounts too? Sometimes it might be to, spy on their significant other, but the ones with really malintent are there so that they can contact you. And they might study your account and figure out what you like and then make an account based off of that. So please, 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 if you don't know them in real life, they don't need to be your friend. They don't need to have access to your photo, your videos, and you should never, ever, ever be messaging them. That is a huge red flag. Your parents are not crazy. They're trying to keep you safe. This is part 1 of my series for the month of April, which is Child Sex Assault Awareness. Follow and like for more.
I want to tell y'all something that some of these men told me about staying safe. Y'all want to hear it? First, you know the drill. Go ahead, like, share, and follow. And this one's really good because there are tips that can save your life, like really save your life. The first, a friend of mine that lived in Cleveland, he has now departed into his heavenly home, Kobe, and he was a master in different levels of martial arts. And so he was having a self-defense class. He said, I really want you to come. At that time, he was really, we became friends because of my motivational speaking. He said, I really want you to come, especially when he knew I was living by myself. Come to this class, and did. The first thing he taught us is, in the sight of danger, don't tell somebody you're going to call the police. Call them. If you live by yourself, you know where everything is at, right? So you have more power over an intruder than anyone else because you know where everything is. I'm going to get to that in a minute. His suggestion is always hide obvious things in obvious places that can actually help you in defending yourself. This is for women that don't carry or are afraid to carry, or, it's in the room with you and you're in different parts of your house. You can have things in your house that's just it's a vase, but under the vase is a razor. In the corner, it's a broom, or right behind it is a stick. Like these are, tiny little things that can help you. God forbid you have an intruder. He had told a story about a woman coming home from a long day's work. She walked in her house. Immediately, just something felt off. And before she stepped all the way in the house, she understood that there was an intruder in her home. This is after she took his class. So immediately, she was attempting to retreat by walking backwards to her door. And that is when the intruder jumped out of the room. She immediately took a lamp that was on a stand next to where she's standing and threw it out her front window. She's creating a distraction. It was broad daylight. After she busted the window, she started screaming, fire. I'm sure you've heard that already. Please know that this really does. It generates, quick response. Obviously, it scared off the intruder. He eventually did get out of her house, but he was caught moments later. But back to seeing, having an instance where you're telling someone, I'm going to call the police. He said, just the maintenance person, in the area that you live in, the maintenance guy that works in your apartments. And you're cool. You speak all the time. You talk about the weather, whatever. You wake up at 2:00 in the morning, startled, and your maintenance man is standing over you. Why do you think he's there? And that is when you go into 100% attack mode. There's no saving his life. There's no saving anything except for your own life because he was uninvited and he is an intruder. Too many times we're like, I'm going to call the police. No, call them. And the first thing that you say when you're on the phone is give the address where you are. Yes, they're going to have a bunch of questions and all that. But the initial thing, as soon as you hear an operator on the phone, you immediately give them the address where you are. And because I led with having secret things in your house where no one else knows, you go ahead and reach under that lamp and pull out that razor. And for women that carry, don't just carry. Take a class, go to the range, learn how to use it. Me personally, I think I'm a sniper, but I still got to go to the class. I still have to go to the range. If you watch my other video, you already know about the ammonia, the spray ammonia. You know about the lock that's in the sock. You already know about that. You already know about the box cutter. Those little box of razors, you can get them at the grocery store, Walmart, Walgreens, anywhere. And they come in boxes. Anything to keep you safe that is not an obvious place where you would look, because an intruder thinks you're going to reach in your drawer and get something. But if you reach under that lamp and get a razor and you go down the river, there's no chance for you to be injured and or taken away from this earth. If you have a loved one, whether it be a family member or a romantic relationship, if you are in a heated debate and they raise their hand in any way, it is fight or flight. Fight and flight. And I mean flight. There are many women that have left this earth because their significant other was harming them and they weren't defending themselves. They were just wondering, why are you doing this to me? No, we ain't wondering why. I'm just wondering what I'm going to tell your parents. One of the number one things that we have to remember is if you consider what could happen, you have a better chance of surviving it if you consider it before it happens. So if you're like, oh man, if I'm jogging and someone, grabs me from behind, what would I do? Well, if you consider that before it happens, you have a better chance of escaping it alive and unscathed, because now you know I can get out of this. Do not be jogging with both your headsets. Just don't. Just don't. I don't care what neighborhood you're in. I don't. If you're in the gym, one headphone's enough. This is one of my favorites because I have been guilty of it, but I'm more intentional of not doing it. Stop going to and fro with your phone. I don't care if you have AirPods. I don't care if you have the meta glasses. I don't care what you have, because you're distracted. Going to and from a place distracted gives an assailant more power than you think, because they know you're distracted. Stop answering your door to strangers. I know you know this one. ATMs and gas stations, they're a no-no at nighttime. I don't care how lit they are. They are a no-no at nighttime, period. Really, everything's a no-no at nighttime. Everything. Unless I'm coming from something. It's a no-no at nighttime. And at nighttime, you make sure you have something in your hands. And I'm not talking about your keys. You have something in your hands. If somebody walks up on you, they will not, and I repeat, they will not be walking back. Some people may not agree with this. I don't care. But if someone is trying to holler at me and I am not in the least bit interested, which is almost always, and they're being aggressive, I'm immediately deaf. I'm immediately going into sign language. What? I'm immediately not what they want. Like immediately, just to get this interaction over with. You see the news. You see what's happening when women reject these men. You can Google, you can go onto this app, you can go on any app, and there's all kinds of tutorials on how you can set your phone, whether it's an Android or an iPhone, to an emergency password. So you can, there's certain buttons you can push, it goes directly to 911, but there's also words you can say, and it will immediately start recording and dialing 911. Learn those things. Learn those today. Have something in your car. Have something in your purse. And if you're a purse changer like me, have something in several purses. This is one of my favorites. I see this. I can go to the grocery store right now, and if I wait long enough, I'm gonna see this scenario. A parent with their child in the car seat, in the buggy, and when they're putting their groceries in the car, they're putting their groceries in, and that baby's in the car seat, maybe their purse. No, the rule should always be the most valuable thing goes into the car first. The baby, the purse, then your groceries, in that order. Teach your children how to say no and scream for assistance when you are not in an immediate vicinity of them. Teach them how to say no. Have a grocery list. Don't argue with me. Loitering in these people's grocery stores. I don't know if I need beans today. Oh, I know I should get some corn. Mr. Creepy Man done followed you for 15 minutes. He knows exactly what's going on. No. Go in there with a list, get your shit, and leave. And stop being so friendly to everybody. That's dangerous. Hello, and going about your business. Stop being friendly, because they're taking that as something else. Trust me, they are. I would say take a class at the YMCA, but since we're boycotting them right now, find some place where you can take self-defense and safety classes, so that can help you be safe. Because there's nothing worse than being taken from one place to the other. The other place is the ending place. Do you hear me? Never get in the car. Do what you can to not. Okay? Whatever it takes. One of the most vulnerable places on our body is obviously the nose and then the Achilles. Baby, if I got to get down, if I slide down to your feet, I'm taking the Achilles entirely out of one of your feet. And the other one too. They can't move. Piss everywhere. Piss everywhere. That means your DNA is there. These are simple things that you never think of. And I want you to think about it today. Oh, and the police. Yes. If someone's pulling you over with lights and you don't know if it's police, wait till you get somewhere safe and then you pull over. And then when you do, have 911 on the phone. Just to be on the safe side. Is this y'all? Trust me, it's a lot of that going on. And above all things, stay safe. Never let somebody get up on you. When they get up on you, the chances of getting them off of you is harder. But it don't mean it's impossible. And drop in the comments. Share your tips. Let me know what works for you, what you've been told, what has been shared to you. We need to be safe. Thank you for listening.